Jordan.
And I'm Madison. And welcome back to The Power of Two Will Do Nothing for You.
Nothing.
Podcast recapping every episode of the TV show Charmed.
Charmed.
And today we are doing Season 1, Episode 3, Thank You for Not Morphing.
No, thank you for not morphing.
Oh, thank you for not morphing.
That was very Romeo and Michelle.
I can't believe how cute I look.
Right.
Okay, so let's get into this. No messing around. No messing around. So we open up.
I'm messing around.
We're walking out the door. The sisters are walking out the door. They're going to a party. And the 90s fashions are popping off.
I do love it, too, because this is one of the only times when we address that other people exist and that we have neighbors in the neighborhood.
We're a house floating on a cloud.
I mean, there are a few times when we acknowledge it. And it's funny, too, because when we do acknowledge it, it's like a huge plot point. Sidebar. Rottweiler.
There's a doggy in the bushes.
Yes.
We see a doggy in the bushes. And my initial reaction was, aw.
I'd
But then the
same,
music
right.
gets kind of sinister and the dog's eyes glow. And I'm like, oh, maybe this dog is not a dog or is not our friend. But I always trust a dog.
Not when its eyes glow.
That would give me pause.
Yeah.
That would make me question the dog's motivations.
It for sure would. I forgot. I was going to say, they're walking over to the party.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Prue.
Yeah, I'm Prue. I don't want to go to the party.
Hey, I'm sorry, but some of us have a job, and some of us
Right. I think Prue says something about basically like, can we stay for 20 minutes?
Yeah, she's like, let's get in and get out.
And I literally immediately was like, that's Maddie. Like, can we just
My time to
stay for
shine.
20
Look alive,
minutes?
boys.
Look
Yeah.
alive.
I would like to pop in, say hello, pop out.
That's exactly what Prue said.
Yeah, just be like, I was there, and then get the hell out of there.
I'm not
Blow
gonna
this
lie to you,
popsicle
though.
stand.
The little decorations outside are popping.
Yeah, the little lanterns, the paper lanterns. I love it. The vibe is right.
And I will also say, shows almost never get a party right. It always looks super awkward. This actually looks like a
It
party
does look
where
like a
people are
party.
having a good time.
It looks like a house party.
Right.
People are dressed appropriately. Everyone looks like casual still,
Yeah, there's people talking, people dancing.
Yeah, there's a lot of
people shuffling
movement.
about.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of like, I don't know who the hell that is. I don't know who the hell that is. It's like a lot of randos. I like that.
Right.
The sight of this party, though, makes me nauseous. Autistically nauseous. I get scared.
That's funny. I do love too, though. Like what her name is.
Wait, what is her name?
Cinda. That's what I was
Cinda?
just about to say.
That's my
right.
firstborn
Which
son.
I also think it's funny because like Cinda, okay, not a demon.
Yeah, whose name is Cinda? And they turn
Yeah.
out not to be a demon.
Yeah.
But Cinda walks up to us and crushes this can in this way that is so something. And I had to, when I was watching this episode, I had to pause it and laugh for a good minute.
I would love to, from my perspective, like I would just love to know if that was like her, like
Yeah,
the
whose
actress,
idea
or if
was it?
Because I find it hard to believe the director was like,
Crush the
yeah,
can.
unless the director was like, do something that's like you're asserting your dominance without it being too obvious. And she was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
She's
crush
like,
this
I'm
can.
gonna
But
crush
part of
this
me just
can.
feels like she just crushed the can. And it was,
Yeah,
like,
I
amazing.
wonder because it is really funny. It looks really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also get weird vibes from the guy who, like, is said to be like the owner of the house, like the main guy that they come in and greet. He seems weird.
Oh, of course, yeah.
We see Andy's at the party, and of course, it's because of our sisters. They set us up because Prue is doing the avoidant thing. She
See, but
pretends
it's funny.
she no likey.
That would have to be, I would have to be the Phoebe and the Piper, and
yeah,
you would
for
have
sure.
to be the Prue in that scenario.
This is
But,
like the one
you would-
scenario where I'm the Prue.
You would murder me and bury my entrails in the yard.
And another difference is I wouldn't talk to the person that you had set me up with. I would just leave.
Oh, it would activate the PDA and you wouldn't speak
I would
to
just
any of
leave.
us.
I would just completely leave. I wouldn't be like Prue and be like, oh, okay, I guess I have to talk to him now. I'd be like, bye.
Right.
I'm
I will
going.
say, though, I do kind of agree with Prue. A cop and a witch is like a no-go. That's fun.
I don't see how that
doesn't
would
really
work. It's like
But Andy's
opposites.
special. We've talked
yeah,
about
well,
this.
Andy's a fictional cop. He's a magical cop. A perfect cop.
A perfect cop.
A perfect cop, if that even makes any sense.
This man's hair is just unhinged.
He don't own a brush.
I know, and it's funny because it's like we're on a show, so it's like we're
He's
trying to
one-
give a style.
He's one of the guys who lives in the house, right?
Yeah, he's one of the spooky
Yeah,
boys.
he needs a brush. He needs like a chow and a brush.
Yeah, this
And
is
then
giving you
Prue
walk into
Irish
the party.
goodbyes.
Irish goodbye
Prue
that
Irish
party.
goodbyes. She just
within
said bye.
10 minutes of
She just
arriving.
walked right out. She said
Yeah.
2 words to Andy, and then she walked right out. She said, "I'm going home."
Okay, now here's my thing.
This is when it gets
Door
real.
ajar.
No.
That's a no-go.
I will not go far.
You know, I watched Oprah with my mom as a
Oh,
child.
didn't we all?
And let me tell you, if something seems off, if the door's open,
If the door's open,
Follow your
this is the
intuition.
one time where I'm calling the police. And I
Also-
am not entering that door,
yeah,
especially not alone.
you know, what's scarier than coming home to a big angry Rottweiler? The Rottweiler's a demon.
Yeah, because I was going to say, if it was just a Rottweiler, I feel like we'd be fine.
Oh no, that can be scary. I mean,
Well, yeah, but
Atlas is part
I don't
Rottweiler,
know. I'm
but
like,
you never know.
I'm
It's
like,
hit or miss.
Hi, buddy. I love you so much. I've got treats in my pocket.
I mean, I like to dream that even if this Rottweiler is a demon
Like,
Rottweiler,
you want some Reiki?
he's gonna love me.
I just
Come on.
want there be a piece of his little doggy self that just wants scritches.
What I want to know though is like, okay, so this is an actor dog because in the 90s we weren't really
actor
CGIing
dog.
as many animals. We
Yes,
were actor
actor
dogging
dog.
about. So like, how did they
An
make this
Emmy
Rottweiler
for the dog.
like?
He's
Is
probably
it-
taught to like get him.
Right, like
You know?
be angry, but like not really.
Yeah, like
so like when
pretend
they
to
say
fight
cut,
him.
he's like, "Was that good?"
I mean, if you look at him though, he's really just like speaking.
was I angry?
You know?
That's true. He's just speaking and he looks.
They're probably
spooky.
just like drawing.
They're
him.
just they're using the old Rottweiler bully breed prejudice
yes
for the good of the episode.
yes.
It's like, you know,
It
and
helps this
let me
dog's
tell you,
acting
in
career.
Hollywood, you gotta have a niche.
In
That's
Hollywood.
his
And this
niche.
dog has a niche. This dog needs an Emmy. Yeah, the dog threatens Prue. And then we go into the theme song.
Thank you for
the
announcing
theme song.
the entrance of the theme song, which is something that's really important
Oh man.
to anybody who might want to hear about this episode of Charmed.
They come here for the theme song.
Do you know what song this was in the
Yes,
actual?
this was Kitchen Party by Flake with a PH instead
I
of
don't
an
know
F.
what that is, but it definitely isn't this.
Yeah, it's not this
Sadness.
bee-boop, royalty-free bee-boops.
Right, and also my
Yeah,
thing
it's
about
Kitchen
this
Party
is,
by Flake.
Because I remember when we were watching this originally, because you know when we started watching this with our pal Josie, shout out to our pal Josie, I remember we were watching, and I was like, it's been a while since I watched this, but
This isn't the music. Like,
why would this be the song? Like,
Yeah.
did it just take them a while to figure out their vibe?
Yeah.
No. It's just
yeah, because we started watching it just like on a streaming service.
Yeah.
And then we realized that was not gonna
Here
work.
I go again. Get yourself a DVD box set.
Box
You'd
set?
think I was being paid by the folks who make DVD box
Which is no
sets.
one.
Right.
Which is
Listen,
no
it's
one.
me and my grandpapa.
Might be like one person in a basement somewhere still
Right.
making burning them DVDs.
Well, what can I say?
But now everyone's back from the party. We're in the kitchen where we have all our important chats.
It's giving sister
And we're
chat
discussing the dog that was in the house.
and the spookiness of the door ajar. Who let maybe the Rottweiler just
How
wanted
did
to
the
come in for a
dog
snack.
open the door? Maybe he has hands, this dog. And we are, of course, assuming it is a normal dog. Because honestly, in this situation, why would you think it was anything other than a normal dog?
I mean,
Like I like to
probably wouldn't.
complain about them thinking that it's not
Oh, no,
magic,
yeah.
but
Okay,
this
I
is
thought you were being
this
sarcastic.
Is no, yeah,
You're being
this is
serious.
an
Yeah, yeah,
instance
yeah.
where it's justified.
Right,
It's like
yeah.
you would think it was just a dog.
Yes, we've yet to encounter quite a bit of morphing.
Yeah, and we're baby witches. We're still new. But yeah, and I love this moment where they lock Prue out of the house for a second. A little bit of sister banter, good banter. Listen, it's Love Island season.
I know this.
It's gonna trickle in.
Oh, we're at Buckland's. I love
You've
when we're at
locked me out of
Buckland's.
the house.
Yes, I have.
Definitely.
For sure.
But just for like a minute for funsies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now Prue's at work at Buckland's.
Right.
We're talking to some guy.
Right. We get into Tony Dennison as someone who will unpack, but it's interesting because he looks different here than he
He
does.
looks different. That's an
he does in
interesting
the
way to
future.
say he's gonna be
Yeah.
recast. But
And I don't know. I wonder
he
if he was
has a-
recast or if he just like couldn't do it or like what was happening. But
Yeah.
he's definitely not right for it.
Yeah, he's not right.
So
but he has this ring that he gives to Prue. And he wants her to.
It's a nice
He wants her
ring.
to assess it.
it's a cute ring. I'd buy that ring on Etsy.
Yes, and of course, Prue can assess it very easily because she's really good at her job, which I love.
Yeah. I think it's also hard because I'm going to talk about him as this person. And it's funny too, right? Because I really love this actor, like in The Closer. Shout out to The Closer.
Yeah, this guy's from The Closer.
but
Thank you.
he's giving like a real creepy vibe.
Yeah. No, I'm very...
Which I guess works for the episode, but doesn't work
he's
for the
very
overarching...
alarming. And like for who he's supposed to be. But yeah, we uncover... This is our deadie.
Right. And
this is our deadbeat deadie.
the note that I wrote for myself is, if this is our dad, he sucks.
I wrote in all caps, piece of shit who abandoned us. Clearly, I'm like I'm
sensitive
I
to
have
this.
I have a sensitive heart.
Is that how you
I'm ready to jump on the hatred train.
Right. Okay.
Oh, but also when you don't even know what your dad looks like, that's how you know it's bad.
I'm so sorry about the coughing. Please just guillotine me. No, don't.
Oh my god. Don't bring that up. But it's really
yeah.
bad. You know it's really bad. And when your dad can
Yeah.
surprise you and you don't even recognize him, that's really bad.
Right.
That's like another level of abandonment.
Yeah. I mean, how different do dads look over the years? I guess it's different if
Not
they're getting
much.
recast left and right. And they're
A whole new face and body.
Different white men every time.
Different white men.
I will say this scene now, we're at a little cafe and Prue's got a cutie little sweater tied around her shoulder because she's just that preppy gal apparently. But you know what kills me? Younger siblings, they never listen to their older, wiser sibling.
Well, yeah, you would expect the baby sibling to be like delusionally hopeful, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Like she's like, because also she has the least experience with him. So
Yeah,
she probably
she's got,
has
like,
this
a fantasy image of
dream
him.
of him in her head that's like, oh, he'll come back and he'll be perfect. It's like, gal, no.
Quite no.
But yeah, we're having a sister's chat about our diddy. What do we do about our diddy? Do we talk
Right.
to our diddy? Do we ignore our diddy?
Yes. Do we let our daddy into our lives?
And of course, Prue's like, fuck that guy. Because that's
that
Prue.
would
Also,
probably
she's
be-
the oldest. So she was
Yes.
like aware and
well,
present when
plus,
he dipped
she
out.
had to like raise them on some level.
Exactly. Like
so-
she had to pick up the
Yeah,
slack. She became the diddy.
typical eldest sibling gets too much responsibility. So, cutting myself off.
Phoebe.
Okay, you're getting cut off. Self. Phoebe walks into this
Oh my
hotel.
God, I can't.
And her dad is naked, getting a massage from some hot lady.
It's so bizarre.
And I'm sorry, this masseuse is dressed.
like she's like a masseuse from heaven.
Yes, and also
who
like,
is this
she's
lady?
not comfortable to be giving a massage.
No.
They're always in comfy
She would
gear.
have sweaty
Anyway,
armpits.
me pointing out the important things.
Oh my God. But yeah, Phoebe's being a silly little baby. She's going to see her diddy. And he doesn't know which one
Oh
we
my
are.
God, that is like
He
the
wasn't.
worst.
He was like, "Which one are you, Piper?" And she's like, "What?"
yeah, like pardon. How about if you don't know, don't throw it out there, buddy.
Yeah,
play
like,
it cool for a
Oh my
second.
God, the pain that seared my heart when he was like Piper. I was like, "Ugh."
Yeah, his flavor of manipulation is to like be terrible and
Yeah.
then acknowledge his own terribleness.
Yeah, I wrote down during this scene, I want to set this man on fire, skin him, and eat his eyeballs in a stew.
Okay.
So that might be a little dramatic. I acknowledge that. I was in my
Alrighty.
feelings. I
Yeah,
was mad. I was a little
apparently.
upset. I was a
Yeah.
little bit upset.
Yeah, but this is where I'm also like, it's just so fascinating because I would love to know from like a making the show standpoint, like, was there a goal or dream or plan to like keep
Keep
the
dad
dad,
around? Mhm.
like to bring the dad back? You know, I guess it seems
Yeah.
more like they were like, because that is what I'm saying. Like, he's good casting for this episode for what they
But it
wanted
doesn't
the
make
dad
sense
to
if they
be.
want to have a dad
But
in the show.
For like a longevity, like a real dad, or like the things that we mayhaps learn later in the show, he's terrible because
Yeah.
he's super creepy and
Yeah, like
schemy
he
and
seems
bleh.
straight up evil,
Slimy.
in this episode. Like especially the whole beginning. Like
Yeah.
he seems very sinister. Like he's giving me
Yeah.
creepy vibes.
Yeah, look at my creepy ring. Look at my creepy face. Listen to my creepy request.
Yeah.
Look at my creepy massage setup.
It's very creepy.
Anyway,
But he wants a hug, which ew, don't touch me.
Oh my god. Yeah, so we
but
get
ew, no, David.
right.
But then when she hugs him, she gets a premonition.
Yes, premonition about evil dad taking the little bookie book, and
Yeah, she
we
sees
do
the
not like
dad
that.
taking the book, and we're like, "What? Don't touch our book of shadows."
Right.
And we get the hell out of there.
You gotta go.
And he's like, "Wait." It's like, "That's what I said when you left, sir."
Oh my god.
And then the mailman's here. Mail time. I'm sorry. I'll go.
You're like, yeah, okay. Oh my God, for a second, I just thought he didn't have any fingers. Okay, it's fine. Oh my God, I forgot.
This whole thing where his finger turns into a
Mr.
key.
Keyfinger.
His finger turns into a key and the close up,
What?
the close up shot of his finger going in the keyhole
Yeah,
as the
it's
key,
kinda
and where his
disturbing.
finger
The nubbin?
where his finger becomes the key, the
Right.
nubbin. Oh my God, it's so upsetting to see.
It's pretty upsetting.
It's very upsetting.
That's so upsetting.
I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
so upsetting.
No, it's not good. No, but this kills me. I love it so much. He key fingers. I'm so sorry for saying that.
Key fingers.
He uses his key finger to open the front door, and then he
Is that like
bursts
go
through the
king
attic
out?
door. Why not
Oh my
burst
God.
through
Well,
both?
maybe
Why
he
not
didn't
use
want to
your
make it
key
seem like a
finger?
crime.
Couldn't he have used his key finger on the attic door?
That is a good
Couldn't
point.
your key finger fit any hole?
That is a big oversight. That's silly.
Like my ad in the demon realm is like, get your finger made into a key finger today. Make your key finger fit any hole.
oh my God. A demon locksmith.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's trying to take our book of shadows.
Oh my God, I was gonna ask. Is it added in later seasons? I thought evil couldn't touch the book.
I think that comes later.
Okay.
Because
It's
I
one of those things
remember
that
that
we're like
too.
with Charmed. We're
I remember
rolling
them
along.
specifically saying that evil can't touch the book.
Right.
But in this episode, he just can't take it out of the house.
Right. Evil's got his grubby
he
fingers
he
all over the
carries
book.
it down the stairs, and then when he gets to the doorway, he can't take it out the doorway.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess that changes later.
Okay.
But it's so funny. I love this moment because Prue's coming up the steps. So he's like, oh shit, gotta hide. So he comes in the house.
No.
He closes the door. He just throws the Book of Shadows on the floor. Like doesn't
Right,
try
like
to
it's
hide
not
it.
noticeable.
And then he morphs into Andy.
Which, how dare you morph
Don't
into
morph
my sweet baby
into our
Andy?
cutie cop boyfriend.
Also, I will say, I don't buy. I mean, no, you know what? I do buy it. I was gonna say I don't buy that she wouldn't know it wasn't.
Yeah, I think later
him.
on in their
but the
relationship.
thing is, Prue
but-
as a person is pretty not
Yeah.
present. Oh, if I were to
Yeah.
reference all my
She's
recent
distant.
workshop that's going to be completely irrelevant to everyone, but only a tiny bit relevant to you, I would say she goes remote a lot. She's
Yeah.
unreachable.
Yeah,
She's,
she's unreachable.
isolating. She's an
She's an
isolated
island.
queen.
yeah.
Yeah. So, not Andy is engaging with us in a very not Andy way.
Yeah, and she tells Andy she will go on a date with him, like he asked, which
Right,
stresses
which-
me out because that's not the real Andy.
Yeah, you got to tell Andy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then Cinda shows up.
Oh, and also Prue notices the Book of Shadows on the floor, and she uses her magic to hide it under the furniture.
Right, which
Because
I'm sorry.
she thinks this is real Andy.
Wouldn't that just like Andy's acting all sus? You're a witch. The Book of Shadows is where it shouldn't be.
We
Like,
don't put things together.
Okay, yeah, right. I forgot that's like the standard. It's kind of like that thing that people always. It's the ongoing trope where like women enter a room and they look around and they go, "What do we do?"
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
who was it? Was it Reese Witherspoon?
Yes.
Who said like, have you ever heard a
Yeah.
woman say, "What do we do now?"
Right? No, women always
It's
are like,
like,
"Let's
no.
solve this problem."
No, women
Yeah.
are like, and then we do this. Looks like this is happening.
Feminist rant of the day.
Yep, we need a jingle.
That's the jingle. It's
Yeah.
that simple.
And Prue goes upstairs and she sees
She's like, "Oh no, we gotta
Oh,
get the
no.
repairman in here again
Another
because we got
handyman
no
job.
door."
the door got fucked up.
Right. The
Now,
door's
and
gone.
now, of course, we're doing the, how did this happen? Who did this? What's going on?
Right, like the inconvenience of our blown up door. Better get the phone book. I'm gonna say though,
Oh, phone book.
I love a phone book. Those thin little pages. Any Gen Zs who might listen, get yourself a phone book. Touch those thin little pages.
What would be the point of getting a phone book now?
To touch the thin little
Touch those
pages.
thin
I think I've made
pages.
this really clear.
How are the? I have a question. How are those pages so thin?
Right. Yeah. Good question. Are they a specific kind of paper? Okay, this is not
This is
important.
a podcast about the phone
Anyway,
book.
Yeah. Check out our new podcast about the phone book. You gotta
Oh my
tell
God.
'em.
Piper in this scene says, "Why would anyone want the book?"
What?
Oh
Yeah.
my
What?
God.
What?
I want to murder you,
Yeah.
Piper. Use your brain.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like Piper would say that.
yeah, but I'd still slap her upside the head and be like, use your brain.
Yeah.
What do you mean? All
Fair.
of our magic is in the book.
Okay.
Hello? Like,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I also love how like Prue's irrationally obsessed with locking the doors, as if demons care about locks.
Yeah. The lock will stop
Like,
the demon.
it's also funny because you just saw the attic door blown to smithereens.
yeah.
The lock,
The lock don't
also,
matter.
Liddy, do you know we can
And he had
morph
a key
into a key
finger.
finger?
He can blow it down or he can use his key finger. And I have to, in this scene, I have to do one of my one of my
witchy
real
complaints?
witch rants. In this scene, I
Which
believe it's
scene?
Piper. The
The
scene where they're
sister
in
scene?
the kitchen all
Okay.
talking about how somebody tried to take the book.
You gotta lock those doors so the demons don't come in, and the
Exactly.
dogs.
When they're
and the
saying
dog
all that,
demons.
the dog demons.
Right.
They're
And
saying
my
all
boyfriend,
that.
who I don't want to talk to.
My boyfriend who I don't want to talk to. Lock the door so Andy can't come in. Yeah, in this scene, I believe it's Piper, but I could be wrong. One of the ladies says that the craft, meaning witchcraft, is a chick thing. Those are their exact words. The craft is a chick thing. And I just have to say, no.
It is not a
No,
chick
it
thing.
no, it is not. And I
Number
believe,
one,
I believe that
Gender
this,
is a construct.
yes, exactly. That's the biggest point. But
is a
I
construct.
think
Gender
that,
is a construct.
something that's very, very important to me is including men and male identifying people within spirituality and witchcraft and Wicca and all these, and paganism and all these things. Because I think that is a segment of the patriarchy,
Of course.
Like that is a means of controlling both men and women. Because when you tell men, oh no, you can't be a witch, you can't be a part of this really powerful thing, you can't be a part of this thing that like is goddess and God centered, then it's like, okay, well, what are they supposed to do? Like, if you want to be a good little guy, if you want to be a good man, a good boy, that's not cool to alienate those people. And witch is a genderless term.
Right.
It's a genderless term.
Also, the thing is, it's kind of like, the conversation that is like feminism is for everyone. It's for
Exactly.
everyone,
It's about
especially
equality
men,
for everyone.
Because the thing is, men
are trapped.
would not. Feminist rant of the day, part 2. You can have as many as you want. Have a lot of them. Because like who are the main people who be blowing shit up, shooting places up, all these things, violent crime, whatever. It's men. That statistically much higher rates of that with men. That's just factual, statistically true. Why? Probably because men don't get to.
They're not
They
allowed
don't get
to
to
be
have
people.
feelings. They don't get to be sad. I've even seen a lot of men recently talk about how it makes them really sad when they see like how women like hang out and support each other.
Yeah, because they don't have that most of the time.
Because they're not like allowed to be emotional and
even,
share and be vulnerable.
Or even like hug their friends.
Yes, be
like,
affectionate. Like do these things that are just like these are like close to humanity. This is part of our humanity.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and like I so often, like 95% of the time, I will go to spiritual events, spiritual gatherings, and there will not be a single man in the room.
Right.
And that always really makes me sad because I think it's really important to encourage men and anyone who identifies with manhood to come to these things and be a part of the community because we want them there and they're valid.
Right.
Like divine masculinity and divine femininity are both very important and they need each other to exist.
yeah, and I think
that's my rant.
I think that like there can be this perception of like Wicca or paganism or like being a witch, any of those like families of things as being very like feminine or whatever, because you see a lot of representations, whether it's like witch talk or whatever it is, where it is like beautiful and everything's like carefully, like it's like pretty colors and beautiful tools and all these things that can be true. Like even like for both of us, like that is a huge part of it. Like I think our love of like making things nice and aesthetics and pretty things, that is a strong pull. Like I'm not gonna lie. But number one, men are allowed to like nice things too. They're allowed to like whatever aesthetic they like, regardless of their like identity, sexuality, whatever. But also it's not necessarily that. Like it's a mindset. It's a way of looking at the world. It's a way of looking at like eternity and like all these things that doesn't have to have anything to do with your masculinity.
Yeah, and to touch on that, I would say like I feel like a lot of people think that Wicca and paganism is just goddess worship. People think that people who are Wiccan or people who are pagan are ignoring. It's like a shunning of like what we would like what a lot of people would call God. And that can be true for a lot of people. You know, there's Dianic Wicca, which is basically completely centered around the goddess. Or there's a lot of different types of Wiccans and pagans that really only work with goddesses or only care about goddess energy or divine mother or whatever they want to call it. So that is a thing. Just like there are people who only talk about God, only talk about this man in the sky who has a plan for everything, which, you know, we're not getting into that.
judges you.
But, you know, so that's a thing. There are a lot of people, covens, groups of people, individual solitary Wiccans who only really think about goddess, only really focus on goddess, which is totally fine. But there's also a lot of people, if not more, like me, who care about the energy of the divine masculinity just as much as divine femininity. So I think a lot of the time people think like, oh, Wiccans and pagans, they only care about femininity. They're like shunning masculinity. Yeah. And that's a bad stereotype because it ostracizes men.
Right.
And we don't need that. That's like that's part of the problem. It's like we can't have a successful social movement if we're not all united.
Yeah. I think that like the ideals behind like a pagan mindset is sort of like choose your own adventure, and it's for everybody. When I do meet a male identified person who is pagan, whatever, they're generally great.
Awesome.
Like, because that is like the path they've chosen. So they're assuming their ideals align and it isn't some weird performative thing.
Yeah.
They're great. So yeah, more of that, please.
More of that. More of these menses.
More sensitive man witches.
More sensitive man witches.
Yeah.
If you are a man listening to this,
be a sensitive man witch today. Anyway, that was a long rant. It's feminist rant of the day, part 2. Keep being a feminist and ranting. Yeah.
And now we're at dinner with our daddy.
Right. Most importantly,
not Prue.
Right.
Piper and Phoebe are at dinner with their daddy.
Yes. Which, you know.
And you know, it's weird. We're trying to pretend we have a relationship, trying to be hopeful. Oh my God, I do love in that scene, our dad brings up like stuff from our childhood because that's literally all he knows about us because the last time he saw us, we were like 4 or whatever. And he says to Piper, like, last time I saw you, you would only eat white food. And it's just like, what? And it also made me have like an autistic thought that's like, yeah, cool. Some of us never grew out of that.
Yeah. I also just think it's like, you know, we didn't have the experience of like a parent who abandoned us. Like both of our parents were very much so around when we were young.
Oh, yes.
So but I do feel like that is written like somebody on that writing team had to have had a
parent who abandoned them.
Because I definitely feel like even like things I've heard from other people who did have that, like when you do see that like crappy parent who hasn't been there, that is kind of
their only frame of reference.
Only way of like connecting with you is to be like, hey, remember when you were a kid and you had those water wings?
Hey, you know how to swim now?
Yeah, you can really swim those
You still
legs.
obsessed with the penguins?
I bet you could. Oh, you can walk real good now. Last time I saw you, you can walk.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
you got your learner's permit?
Right, yeah. We love seeing you drive. You still like... Okay, so anyway, Andy comes to the house.
And oh my God, I have to say,
okay,
he has his arms out.
Oh, he's hot, yeah.
His arms are out. And he's, I don't know, something happens to me.
As a mostly lesbian, maybe pansexual person.
Mostly lesbian.
I mean, confusing.
I want to touch his boobs.
Oh, it actually kind of reminds me of James Mansfield Drag Race. This is a real crossover.
I have these.
Like if he did a performance, I'd see that.
I'd see that.
Oh, you know,
no, I don't
well, because you know, on a cis man, I have always really appreciated
the arms.
The arms.
Yes, I remember
this.
Yes.
It's like one of the only parts I really
appreciate
arms
on any human.
Oh, that's true. I don't know why I said
good arms.
I only specified cis men because I don't generally appreciate much.
That's because you're saying that's the only thing really about
but
cis men
arms
that you can
catch my eye.
Yeah. Get on board with. Mm-hmm. What are we even talking about?
I know. You can just like...
Oh, yeah. So Prue's home alone while they're at dinner with Daddy, while her sisters are at dinner. And so Andy and Prue are having a heart-to-heart about her dad issues.
This is actually really nice.
It's actually a really good chat. Like, really good, healthy relationship chat, you know? Like, he's actually helping her.
I also actually do really... Andy's like... I feel like I'm like obsessed with Andy. Like, if someone were to listen to this, they'd be like, why do you love Andy so much? But because... I feel like he's so important to Prue because she is that eldest sister
And it's
where
actually pretty well written.
when you're the eldest sister, it's like people kind of like take you for granted and like come to you, but then because you are the eldest, they kind of don't.
There's no one for you to go to.
Yeah, like who do you go to? Andy, that's who you go to.
Oh yeah, Mr. Arms. That's who he should
That's
be.
his new name. Well, his arms aren't often out. 'Cause
That's
he's
true.
being
Normally
a
he's
Mr.
dressed
Cop.
like a cop.
Yeah,
But yeah, Prue got convinced by Andy to go to dinner
she's
with
gonna
Daddy.
go give them hell.
And she's gonna say, "Listen."
So she storms in there with a purpose.
I think what she should have done is she should have walked in. She should have cupped his hands.
You should have licked him on the nose.
She should have cupped his face in her hands, and she should have said, "I don't know."
I was gonna say, cup his face, get really close. If you guys could see me, I'm making a really angry face with really tiny
Scrunched up lips.
really scrunched up tiny lips,
Scrunched up nose, scrunched up
and
lips.
then you're gonna lick his nose and then headbutt him. Just violently. It'll hurt you, but it'll hurt him more because
It'll
he's
hurt
gonna
him
be
twice.
shocked.
It'll hurt him twice.
Right. And he doesn't see it coming because you just licked his nose. It's like too many
Yeah,
things are
it'll
going
be
on. It's all happened so
complete-
fast. You
It's
grab
like when-
the face, you've got the scrunch up thing. You're making real close eye contact. You're mad. And you lick his little nose and then slam.
It's like when you're kicking some guy's ass and then you tickle him, make him laugh while you hurt him a little bit.
Yes. And what is this dessert called? Where
What
it's on
dessert?
fire? I'm like having a moment. I feel like I know, but then I forgot.
Baked Alaska,
Is it? Wow. Why do you know that?
Sims. I'm not even kidding. Let me
You
look
gotta
it
have
up.
real good cooking
Let me
skill.
look it up. Maybe I'm wrong.
I know. I think you're right. It's a bit of a flambe. Is that a
on
word I made up?
fire?
Baked Alaska.
Using
Amen.
high-proof alcohol to set the dessert on fire before serving.
Wow.
Yeah,
This
I know that because of
cake
Sims
is on
3 and Sims 2.
fire.
Because fuck Sims 4.
Yeah, but shout out. I mean, it's super Piper. Like I,
Yeah.
as a chef,
They're about to
can't
drop the
accept
flames.
this right
Also,
now.
like flames.
I think it would be
I
fine.
don't know. I'm scared.
Maybe it wouldn't.
But yeah, they're about to drop. The waiter almost drops the dessert, and Piper freezes him.
And then we're home
And
now.
then-
We're
wait, hello.
we're.
We missed a whole thing. He just talked about how we have powers. He knows we have powers. She
Oh, I'm
just
sorry.
used her powers.
You're so right.
But yeah, so
I just had
Piper
something important to
freezes-
say.
Freezes the flaming dessert.
Right.
And she runs over and grabs it before it hits the ground, and then everything unfreezes. And their dad, like, she just booped over there. How the hell did she do that? And then their dad reveals that he knows already that they have powers, and he was expecting this.
Yeah, and like I shouldn't jump ahead, and I'm not referencing anything directly, right? But it is so hard for me because I think about like the longevity of this show and like who our dad is in the future. Which mind you, this also isn't super spoilery. There's not much dad action, whatever. But it's just so weird. Like his reaction is so weird.
Yeah,
and I
the
don't
way
understand.
they play it is like he's sinister about it.
Yeah, like he's like you have powers.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, like it makes sense for this specific episode, but it definitely doesn't make sense for later on when we have a recast Daddy. But like it was very strange. I do wonder, like, was it like in the script that it was supposed to be very sinister, or were they planning on never having the dad back again?
Right.
Or did the director like say to this actor like play up the sinisterness of it? Because it makes me very I feel unsafe with our dad.
Yeah,
Like, on a level that I don't think is justified.
On a level, yeah.
Like
Right. I mean, we'll talk about this more when other things happen because
Yeah.
there's things. But okay, so we're back at home. We're doing a bit of a magazine read.
yeah, we see
Except
Piper and
for-
Phoebe sitting on the
Right.
couch.
It's like real sus because it's Mr. Mailfinger.
And we're also like, what? We were just at
and
dinner
it's
with our
funny
dad.
too because I also get confused every time, even though I
Yes.
watch this and
someone who looks like Phoebe and looks like Piper is talking to this Mr. Finger Key as if we know each other, and we're like, what the hell? And then they all start morphing.
Right. They all morph. Mr. Finger Key turns into Mr. Messy Hair.
And these are the people from the party across the street.
Right. Cinda and this other guy who I have no identifying notable anything for.
Yeah, he's just a guy
I
with a
will say,
sweater.
though, special effects wise, I think the morphing looks
Really good. Yeah, really
I think
good.
it looks real spooky.
Yeah, it's not weird at all. Honestly, I hadn't even thought about it until now because it was so good.
I thought about it
Like I didn't even
intentionally.
think about like
Yeah.
mentioning it. Oh my god! And what's her name? Cinda.
Oh my god,
She morphs into the scariest
She's
shit you've ever
literally
seen.
Morphs into
Mullet.
the most
She has a mullet.
disgusting creature.
Big
like,
reveal. She's got a mullet,
ugly teeth, mullet, crazy.
spiky teeth, and a mullet, and
Literally,
like weird demon eyes.
Like what the actual hell?
I think she's supposed to be like a devil dog.
Oh, I
right?
guess she does look like
She's
that.
supposed to be like a hound of hell kind of vibe. Because I'm guessing we're assuming she's the one who morphs into that Rottweiler.
Right.
I think, yeah. But yeah, we're getting home with our dad from dinner, And they morph into 3 crows. Shout out to the crows. Shout out to all my fellow birders.
Crows.
All my fellow people who are obsessed with birds. You want to see my feather collection? We're like, how did the crows get in? Apparently there was a window open upstairs, and we're going to assume that that's how. What the fuck?
She itchy. My dog's itchy. So sorry.
Oh my God, I
it's
thought that
summer.
was the breeze.
No, she's
was the
laying
breeze.
against the door. POV, my dog, who is not a demon morphed into a dog, just an angel from heaven, that I don't believe in. So that's weird that I would say that. She has to sleep shoved up against the door in case there is danger. Anyway,
She's
So,
a protective gal.
that's a
But
very important
one
tidbit,
thing
a
we-
dog tidbit of the day, you might say.
Lovely. One thing we didn't mention in that scene, though, with the 3 evil guys who are morphing in and out of different shapes, they mention our dad, Victor. So they clearly know Victor. So they're heightening my suspicion of Victor because these bad guys know Victor. We don't know if Victor knows them. To be continued. Also, the gal who's like a devil dog, she just wants to kill. She's like, oh, please, sir, please let me kill. She just keeps bringing it
Yeah.
up. She's like, can I kill him? Can I kill them? Can I kill her? And it's a vibe. I
That's
just thought I
me
would
as a
mention
demon,
that.
I think. I just go full the other direction.
Like, oh, please, can I just kill him real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to kill him a little.
Right. Me as a human, ooh, the death penalty spooks me. Me as a demon, can I kill
Can
him?
I kill him?
Can I kill her? She cut me off in line. Can I kill her?
Is it all
So,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, now we're home with our dad. We're reminiscing, looking at family photos.
Acting like he hasn't been completely absent.
Yeah, and we see a photo that I assume
Grams?
their grandma cut him out of.
Grams
which,
is an
mad
icon.
respect,
Grams
gal.
is my OG idol for sure.
That gal can hold a grudge.
That gal can
Spiteful
hate a
hoe.
man
Yeah.
who be acting wrong.
Yeah, she is an icon. Yeah, and we're feeling weird because some of the sisters are like, this seems weird.
Right.
Why would he just show up when we have powers? And then Phoebe's like,
Right.
yes, let's talk about
Wait,
this.
Phoebe has this line.
Average hair and a thing for caffeinated beverages, and the
Ah!
I am a witch. Dad, do you
Who would describe themselves as having
One
average
day,
hair?
I'm a member of the Y generation with average hair and a thing
Like-
for caffeinated beverages.
Who would describe themselves that way? With
I would
average
never
hair.
Well, I mean, listen, I would
Average
never
hair.
describe myself as having average hair.
Well, who does? Who would? Who?
yeah,
would,
I don't
who
know.
would
I mean,
describe- like,
here's the thing, though.
average?
We've discussed the average hair, so you know what? If anything, I'm supported that she knows that it's
But also,
average.
like, what makes hair average?
I don't know, buddy. It's not great.
Like what?
Anyway, I just love that. I would also punch Phoebe. Like, why is she just
I'd be like,
throwing all our
Phoebe
business?
is queen of just trusting whoever walks in.
Yeah,
the door.
which checks out. I like it. It
But
makes
also,
sense.
like you pointed out, I don't remember what episode 1 or 2, because it's the only episodes we've
One
done so
of
far.
'em.
She is from. She's supposed to have lived in New York for a while.
no, yeah, that's what gets me. And this is like New
Like
York
this
was
is not
rough.
the personality of a gal who lived
New
in
York
New York
in the
in the
90s.
90s.
Right.
Like, but I guess maybe you could argue that she didn't last long there, and she ended
That's
up
true.
getting into
And she
trouble,
was,
and she
I
had
think
to come
she
back.
was like, from what we understand,
Like she was struggling there.
and like.
So I
just
guess
kinda-
that's a thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, Phoebe's killing me in this scene.
Yeah. Then we cut across the street to Cinda breaking shit, just wanting to destroy some people. Which, you know what? Let her go. I don't know. At
Yeah,
this
and
point, I want to
this
see
gal-
what she can do.
This gal again is just like, please let me kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I just want to kill somebody.
Yeah, I just need to kill somebody.
But we're trying to plan how we're gonna be naughty, how we're gonna mess with the sisters. They want to talk to Victor Boy.
Victor's our way in. No, I don't know. I made that up.
That's what
But-
they think.
Yeah.
Prue is like, she gonna fight our dad. She's like, back off. We don't trust him, and I agree. And he kind of admits that he wants the book. Like, he kind of admits that he's like only here because he figured we got our powers. Yeah, he said in this scene, they're talking to him because they're talking about how they have powers and how they don't trust him. And some of them trust him, and then Phoebe obviously does trust him a lot. And then, yeah, so he admits that he kind of came back
Because of the powers.
of their powers. And that's like, and he talks a little bit about the estrangement and why he left, because he didn't want them to ever have powers.
Which ain't your business.
he
He's
didn't
just
ever want them to
jealous.
be witches. Like he says it's because he wants to protect them.
Which, if you wanted to protect us, you probably wouldn't have abandoned us for 20 years or whatever.
Yeah, but he basically says he wants to end the power of 3. Like, he doesn't want that to be a thing. He doesn't want his daughters to be witches.
Right.
Which is like, okay, it's above your pay grade, buddy.
Mm-hmm. None of your business.
Yeah, and he talks about how he was fighting with their grandma and their mom about their powers and how Grams put a spell on him to keep him away.
Right, which
is fucked. Like,
yeah.
I get it, Grandma. But, like,
you don't even know
what?
if that's true, though.
I mean, that's kind of what we say. I mean, yeah, he could be full of shit,
He could be full of it. Like, he could just be saying
says,
shit.
like, she
but
used magic
also,
to
like,
get rid of me.
he's negatively talking about our Grams.
Yeah, which
about
is
our
uncool.
mom,
Which
about
is
everything.
because they raised us.
We're getting fired up. Prue especially is getting fired up.
Yeah, so it's getting heated. And in true Prue fashion, she's going to use her powers. She's going to slam this guy into the wall.
No, and I love her slamming him into the wall. It's just right.
And the music is so drama as this happens.
Then you'll die together.
No one can hurt us as bad as you.
Amen.
Yeah. You're not our real dad.
And you never will be.
You're not my dad.
This is slow mo of him flying into the wall.
Honestly, this was a dark moment.
It's
Like,
dark.
You just hurt your dad.
Honestly, fine. Oh my god, the drama. Also, like, I kind of have made it really clear I wanted you to leave, buddy boy.
Also, like, I don't know. This is me being kind of nitpicky and autistic, but you know, that's who I am. When he gets up from being thrown against the wall, he's like out of breath.
I know.
And I'm like, why the fuck are
Even
you
though
out
he
of
got
breath?
slow mo thrown into the wall.
Like, you didn't get knocked in the solar plexus. Why are you out of breath? And now we're back at the hotel with our dad. He just got back to his hotel room after Prue smacked the shit out of him. And these evil shapeshifters are there to talk to him.
They're morphers.
Whatever the hell they are. They're morphers.
If I had a nickel for every time 3 shape-shifting spooky guys were waiting for me in my hotel room and right before they spoke to me, they turned
I'd
up
have
the
0
lights.
nickels.
That's true.
I'd have 0 nickels. Yeah, and he's like, this scene honestly confused me a little bit. He's not surprised to see them.
Yeah, no,
which
this episode
made
is a mess.
me made me think like, oh, he knows them and he's working with them. But then as the scene goes on, it kind of starts to seem like actually he just expects to be visited by evil people because it happens every once in a while because he's their dad. And he's used to magic because he like was around it when he still lived in the house with Grams and their mom. But like he's not with them. Like he still doesn't like them.
To be
and
honest
he's not
with
going to
you,
help them.
this episode for me, like timeline and storyline wise, is just like a mess. And like it's funny because
pretty
at this point I've
confusing.
seen it like a million times. Like I've seen
Yeah.
this episode a lot, and I still get confused. Like I still forget. Like wait, did our dad? Was he evil? Like I even get confused, and I'm like,
it's
this
a
isn't our
weird
dad.
blip.
This is like he's morphed, and our dad actually is that other guy who's cast in the latest. You know, like
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
every time I rewatch it, I have to like recalibrate my brain and be like, no. This is what happens.
Yeah.
And especially because the way it was like played, directed, whatever throughout the episode, he's so sinister.
Yeah.
it's like maybe too sinister.
Yeah, it's
because
like
that
on
is
the
like
line.
every single time I like trick myself into thinking like, wait, there's something I missed, and he actually was working with them the whole time, and he's like a big bad
But that's
boy.
definitely not what's supposed
Right, or
to
like
be
in this
happening, I don't
scene,
think.
they're all like talking to him and whatever, and he's just like puffing away on his cigar.
Yeah, because I feel like it's almost like they discussed like playing it a certain way.
That is what it seems like.
And
but it makes
it's
no
a
sense.
weird choice.
It's a
Like,
weird choice.
because I would argue like, and this is also hard because I know our future dad,
Right,
In
yeah,
the
so
show,
I'm-
so I'm
yeah.
picturing basically him in this episode,
Yeah.
and he's so much better and makes so much more sense. Like he's playing it like, because even like I'm thinking about your actor speak that I've heard you do lots of times. You know, you've taught me things like. In that scene in the hotel room where the evil people are talking to him, he's like puffing on a cigar.
Yeah.
He's like playing high status in like an evil kind of
Yes,
way.
and-
like you would think if he's like a good guy who's just like over these evil demons, they always come to see him, they always want him to fuck with his kids, and he's not going to do it. Wouldn't he play it more like just disinterested? With this, he's like almost trying to one up them.
Yeah, and I guess I look at it from an actor perspective, and I think, what objective is he playing?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is his objective?
Because if his
doesn't
top,
seem like there is
if
one.
his
Yeah,
top objective is to protect his children,
right. Like
why would he be acting so nonchalant when he's talking to these
Right.
shapeshifters who want to kill his kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird.
No, I agree.
And he doesn't like run to go warn them. He just like stays in his hotel room.
He's probably
smokes his
smoking another
cigar.
cigar.
Yeah.
So then we're having an awkward, uncomfy sister breakfast. We're chatting about what to do. And frankly, I don't know what to do. Oh,
Wait.
Phoebe finally tells the sisters about her premonition.
Oh yeah, about him taking the book.
Yeah.
But I
Which
have
I
to say,
can't believe she waited this long.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Well,
But that's very
she
Phoebe.
wanted
Like
her
when I
dad
say I
to be a
can't
good
believe, I
guy.
can believe.
Yeah, she
I
wanted her dad
certainly
to be a
can.
good guy. But I loved this scene because in the very beginning of the scene, Phoebe says good morning to herself. And I was like, okay, yeah.
That checks out.
That should be something we
Good
all do.
morning.
Good
Yeah.
morning, me.
Good morning, me.
Yeah, we're talking about our premonition. We're like, oh no, is our dad going to take the book?
Why is our dad so spooky?
No, I'm too spooky.
There's been like 60 other show references in this episode.
Oh my God. One thing I said, because this is like, we get emotional in this scene. Because we're like, oh my God, our dad isn't what we hoped.
And also,
you know?
we've been fighting with
Like,
each other, but our dad's the enemy.
Slightly unrelated, but related to the scene. I wrote in my notes when I was watching this, why do we always want our dads? No matter,
what do you mean? That's
like,
our parent.
You know, like,
we want our
no
parents
matter
in general.
what they do,
Yeah.
they fuck up, they do shit wrong, they disappoint us. We just love them.
I mean, in fairness, dads are human. Or, I mean, usually.
No, I mean, shout out to the dads. Dads be working hard.
Usually.
You know,
Yeah.
moms
I mean,
be working
not all of
hard.
them.
Go dads and
Yeah,
moms.
moral of the story, we all
But it's just
crave
like,
our
oh, we love
parents'
'em.
approval and affection, no matter how good or crappy
we
they
just
are.
love those parents.
Oh my God. This
Oh.
continues
this
the
is so
thread.
spooky.
Why is our dad
sneaks up
approaching us
behind
in the most
us.
predatory way?
Our dad sneaks up behind us in front of the house, sneaks up
I
behind
think
Phoebe.
that what I'm supposed to be
He's
like,
trying to warn us.
right? But really,
it
to me,
seems
I'm
weird.
like, you're so close to me. You're grabbing me
Oh, wait,
aggressively. You're being weird.
This isn't our dad.
her.
This isn't our dad. This is the
isn't him.
shapeshifter.
See,
Yeah.
this is what I mean when I
Yeah,
say this
see,
episode confuses
it
me every
confuses the
time.
shit out of you because they're shapeshifting. They're not shapeshifting.
No, because this is what gets me. He's just as creepy when he's a shapeshifty person and
Yeah,
himself.
That's the problem. There
So
needs to
that's,
be
I
more of
think,
a
the issue.
separation
Yeah,
between
yeah.
real dad and
And
shapeshifted
also,
dad.
if we were gonna get into some, I would love to know how out of sequence they shot this episode.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because maybe
Just
that
from like that
contributes to the
perspective.
confusion.
Yeah. Which that's
Because
like,
it does feel very disjointed.
because that is what it is. And even though like obviously I took notes on this because I'm that kind of weirdo, and like I've seen this again a million times, I still forget because they're indiscernible and not in
Yeah.
like a positive way. Like I want some Orphan Black Tatiana Maslany stuff where there's like subtlety,
characterization.
Yeah.
And, like,
Because one thing too is like, sorry, this is so annoying and nerdy, but I can't help it. Like one of the things you do if you're like building a character is like people move in different ways with different rhythms and different paces.
Yeah.
So it would have been really fun if this dad had been one very distinct, somewhat shitty, but not so creepy person
Yeah.
as themselves. And then like very distinct, different person when they're like a shape-shifty thing.
Yeah, even like in movement, in like in like the way they hold their face, the way they hold their body, the way they walk. Like
there's
so
gotta
many
be
things
something.
could have been different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we think it's our dad coming up to us on the street, but then he grabs us to try to be like, "Trust me," and we get a premonition. The same premonition we had before of our dad taking the book, but the premonition continues further than it did before, and we see the person we thought was our dad morph into that neighbor guy. So we're like, this isn't our dad.
Not messy hair or Cinda, the other one.
No, yeah, the Mr. Sweater. I don't know. He always
No,
has a
I think
sweater
there's
on.
already a Mr. Sweater.
Oh, okay, different Mr.
No,
Sweater.
so sorry. Mr. Sweater is taken.
Oh, Mr. Sweater is somebody else.
So Phoebe does her
Yeah, and
whole
Phoebe
awkward little
actually
Phoebe dance.
plays it off a little better than she has in the past.
She does good in that situation because she's a little awkward either way.
Yeah, she's always kind of weird, so it's
Cute
fine.
and awkward. That delicate
And we're doing
balance.
another standard. There's evil people on the street, so let's run in the house and
No,
leave
it's
the door open.
I like definitely at some point I want to make a compilation of every time we sprint up the stairs.
Oh my god, so much sprinting up the stairs.
It's a lot of sprinting up the stairs.
Oh my god, and then Cinda's in the house.
Of course she is.
Cinda's in the house
They're
talking
all
to
in
the
the
gals
house.
because the other sisters don't know what Phoebe knows.
But also, wouldn't they like immediately be like, Phoebe's acting weird?
Yeah, and Phoebe's trying to play it off.
I gotta say, I love the person who's playing Cinda though, because her energy is the same in her crazy demon dog form
Yeah,
and
and as
her
a
like
human.
human
Yeah, she
form,
can't-
where she's just
she
like
can't
a
hide
little
it.
too much.
Yeah. Oh, and then we go up to the attic. Phoebe goes up to the attic to try to find a spell to help them to deal with this because their fake daddy just came in the house too. So all the evil people are in the house. And this is the first time we see the book tell us what to do. At least that's what it looks like right now.
Well, it's not the book.
Yes, but right now we just see the book flips itself to a page that's the perfect spell that we need. So I love that.
Yeah.
I wish all books did that. And then there's two dads.
There's two
dads in the house.
And they're both creeps.
One is real and one is fake. Which dad's real? That's the question.
The creepy one. Just kidding. They're both creepy.
Yeah, so now we're trying to figure out which one's which. And the evil one is spouting out standard every kid facts. Like, remember when you were afraid of the dark? Remember when you used to not know how to pee in the toilet?
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm having a crisis of self. So... But for all of the scenes before, like the massage scene,
That's
the
all
dinner
their
scene,
dad.
that's all dad,
Yeah.
right? That's not like there's nobody secretly
the
morphing
only
that I've
time
somehow
that it's
missed
not our
15
dad.
times.
On the
Okay, yeah.
street
I'm
is
just
the
confirming.
only time it's
Part
not
of
our
me was
dad.
like,
Yeah.
what if I've been like somehow missing something for the last 20
on the
years
street
of my
is the
life?
only time it's not our dad.
Great.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, this character be all over the map.
But then through talking to them, we kind of get a feel for who might be our real dad, and then we have to take a leap of faith.
Right. Do we kill our real papa?
Prue uses her power to move the ring that her dad gave her, which is a protective ring, closer to him so he can put it on. Because the spell they're going to do is going to kill everybody in the house. And they don't want to kill their real dad.
And also, like...
Oh my God. These are good vanquishings.
These are good. I gotta do these ones. But
They
I'm
kind
sorry.
of melt.
Why is Cinda the only one who is an atrocity to the eyes?
She's a dog. I think.
But why
I think
are the
they're
others just like
I think they're just
normal?
like demons. I don't know.
All right,
we don't really
fine.
get into it.
But you know,
that
they
much.
melt into lava, and for whatever reason, our dad is also shivering on the floor.
The ring protects him, but he still feels the pain of the magic.
Okay, well, yeah, magic is painful.
Magic is painful, just like beauty.
And now this dad is just like so happy
Yeah,
we're
and
witches.
suddenly our dad
he's
is so
just like a
nice
cheery
and
dad.
sweet and cheery.
Yeah, without
like,
the demon dogs
it's bizarre.
existing, he's just
It's
become
like
someone
a
else.
switch is flipped, and
Yeah.
suddenly our dad is nice.
Suddenly he smiles with a genuine
yeah, like we don't
smile.
see him smile all episode basically, and then he smiles.
Unless it's in a spooky, creepy way.
yeah, it's like a creepy smile.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we saved our dad's life, even though
Anyway,
we didn't
I've
deserve
talked
it.
a lot of shit about our dad, and what can you do?
Oh, and then our dad abandons us again
Of course.
in true
Yeah.
abandoning dad
Love
fashion.
that dad ditches us in the end. This episode overall, my moral of the story for this episode is it's a mess, but a fun mess.
It's a fun mess.
Thank you for not morphing.
An enjoyable mess.
Oh, also, there's
Oh.
something very essential that
Why are-
occurs, which is we get to see
Ooh.
some guy named Leo.
Some guy named Leo. Yeah, this is our first
I don't
sighting
know.
of some guy named Leo.
They say his name's Leo, right?
Yeah,
Okay, great,
handyman
great. I was
Leo.
worried I was spoiling that it's a guy
Yeah,
named
we have
Leo.
a handyman named Leo coming in the house to do some handyman work.
Yeah, I'm sure he's just
And
a handyman.
He's kind of salivating over our house in a way that makes you think, huh, maybe this guy's not just a handyman.
I hate you. You're just go outside for 5 minutes and sweat a little bit and then come back in.
How would that help?
No,
Oh my God.
it was all I could come up with.
Okay.
Anyway, so Leo, and he's groping the house a bit, and we all are
Groping the house.
Yeah,
a
we
bit.
are all
He touches the molding.
interested in him because
Oh my
look
God.
at him.
And Phoebe's immediately flirting with him.
Yeah, there are these like
Which I hate.
There are some like rumors that they dated for a while, which is
Like
a
in
bit-
real life?
Yeah, it's a bit
Oh,
irksome
God.
to me, but okay.
Scary.
Who knows? Maybe it's not true, but it's probably true.
Conjecture.
Anyway, conjecture. Yeah,
Conjecture.
I'm here for the goss, just the gentle goss. It's also fun to goss about things that happened in the '90s because you really can't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
You really can't hurt anyone.
Yeah,
the
it's
goss
like
is long
irrelevant
gone.
now.
The goss
It's long
is cold.
gone.
The
Yeah,
goss
yeah,
is
the goss is
frozen.
cold, but to me, it's hot.
ice cold.
To me, that stay hot. That's like there are also
Oh my God, yeah, because
rumors.
what Leo says. Wait, what were you going to say?
There are also rumors, and this is like a real jump forward, which is fine, but there are also rumors that Shannon Doherty dated Julian McMahon for a minute, which would also fill in some potential
Yeah, drama.
spice.
Add some spice.
A little bit of
But yeah, I was going to
spice.
say, when Leo comes in, the thing he specifically says, I wrote it down because I was like, woo, spicy. He says, it's not the manner, it's the manner in which it's treated.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, sir.
Hell no.
Shut your mouth, sir. Get out of here with that filthy language.
How is that filthy language?
He was-
Okay.
What do you mean? You don't get the way he said it. He was like, "What's the matter? What you treating?" He like touched the molding. I was like, oh,
He groped
okay.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he groped the house.
Yeah.
He seemed horny for the
Yeah.
house. I don't know.
Oh, and I do like this little buttony
little
scene where we're watching
family videos from Christmas.
Yeah. It's
Old
cute
holiday
and sad
videos.
and cute and sad.
And cute.
And on that note,
And we fade.
thank
Goodbye.
you for not
Bong,
morphing.
Bing bong bing.
And please don't ever morph again.
Please don't morph near me.
Yeah. And if you that makes no sense. I was
What
gonna
are you
say,
gonna
if you promise not to morph, give us a
give us a
review,
like.
a good review, and send me a snack. I don't know. That makes nothing I said makes any
Oh,
sense.
she
So
needs a
just
cookie.
take it and put it in your pocket and never think about it again.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
I'm
great.
gonna go.
Well, you should follow us on TikTok and Instagram at The Power of Two Pod. You should do that. You should do that right now.
Yeah, and just think about it. We're the perfect combination of annoying and fun, and I'm saying that from the perspective of my own self.
Yeah. I'm in my own brain, so just ponder that.
Yeah, trust me.
gentle
There's a
listeners.
lot more going on up here
Yes.
than I would ever want there to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
On this third episode of Charmed, season 1. Join us next week. New episodes every Thursday for the 4th episode of Charmed. And don't forget to rate and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And I also wanted to give a little shout out. If you listen on Spotify, there are little interactive questions and polls that I've been putting up there. Those are fun. So go check out Spotify and interact with those, because very fun polls like which power do you want to have and such.
What can I say? She loves polls.
I have to take your poll.
Stop.
No, not that. Also subscribe on YouTube. If you're not listening on YouTube, check us out on YouTube.
Sure.
And if you are on YouTube, like. Oh my God, that's a
All
dog.
right. It's fine. She'll morph any second.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
The Power of Two Will Do Nothing for You is a Vanderland Productions podcast hosted by Jordan and Madison Vanderland, produced and edited by Madison Vanderland. All featured Charmed audio and video clips are registered to the original copyright holders.